Good morning. If you were at church or watched online from this past Sunday, you know that I talked about being on a journey and making the journey in stages. At Central Presbyterian, we've been on a couple of journeys this year. We've been on a journey through a global pandemic along with the rest of the world, and there have been various stages to go through with that. We've also been on a journey here of remodeling the sanctuary, and it's been an interesting journey with lots of steps along the way, some hurdles, some setbacks, but now it's coming to a beautiful conclusion, and on this Sunday we look forward to welcoming everybody back into the sanctuary with pews and much like normal. When you go on a trip, you know, it's exciting, it's fun to see new places and do new things, see all the adventures that are to be found out there. But there's nothing quite like the sight of riding back down your own street and turning into the driveway at your home, and it just feels right to be there. Well, it hasn't felt right in here for quite some time. No people in here except staff for Sundays. Then the pews were gone, all the remodeling was taking place. When we started having worship in person again, we had chairs in here. That was great to have people back, but it still didn't seem right. So this week when I came in and maybe a quarter of the pews had been installed, I just had this great sigh of relief, like, well, it's starting to look like home again. And now I come in and yes, this looks like home. It's a beautiful place. It gives me a great sense of peace, and I hope you'll feel that same thing when you come. I hope it'll be Sunday, but I know it's a holiday weekend, and a lot of you will be traveling. But whenever you come next, I hope you experience that joy and peace of seeing home looking the way you expect it to look. I wanted to read a brief passage from Psalm 84. About the importance of our sanctuaries, the worship space that we have. It says, "How lovely is thy dwelling place, O Lord of hosts. My soul longs, yea, faints for the courts of the Lord. My heart and flesh sing for joy to the living God. Even the sparrow finds a home, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she may lay her young at thy altars, O Lord of hosts, my King and my God. Blessed are those who dwell in thy house, ever singing thy praise. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wickedness." This morning I thought you might be interested in hearing some reflections from Gray Watson. I've been so thankful this year to have Gray as our building and ground supervisor because he's taken such an interest in making sure that everything's done right here in this project in the sanctuary. I think it's been a labor of love for him to do that since this has been his church home his entire life. So I wanted to give him an opportunity to say a few words about what that experience has been like for him. Gray, thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Well, my part of the journey began 60 years ago. I was born into this church, raised in this church. My grandparents attended this church, so I'm deeply rooted here. I got to see different changes, renovations over my years, but the biggest one is now. And we started this discussion over a year ago, several years ago, within the facilities committee, and it just kind of grew, but then it stalled when we hit the COVID stuff. And as everything shut down, so did we. At some point, Dick Christopher approached David and us and said, you know, nothing's going on in the sanctuary. We need to make some changes. And that jump-started us into these new renovations. It has been fun. It has been extensive. It has not been all-inclusive. There are some things that still need to be done. But overall, it's been a good experience. I enjoyed meeting the people that came in. They were they took pride in what they did. They wanted to please us. They had no problems redoing things that maybe weren't what we wanted or what we were expecting. But they've all been very good to work with, and I look forward to seeing them coming in and putting the finishing touches on everything. The reason there are finishing touches is there were things that we left undone until pews were in place, and now we can finally pull together those missing items. And I was in no way in charge or responsible for this. I was just part of a team. You know, Will Nichols came in and did a whole lot. David was a part of a lot of it. Dick Christopher a part of a lot of it. There was just a team effort. I was just a part of that. But it's been a good experience. I've received good feedback from the ones of you who have looked in and given me your thoughts. And I hope the rest of you come in and claim this as your new home, the new Central Presbyterian family home.
Thanks, Gray. So by June the 20th, we fully expect to have all of those loose ends tied up, and on that Sunday, we plan to have a rededication of the sanctuary and expressions of gratitude to all who have worked on this project and contributed to it in various ways. So I hope you'll put that date on your calendar to be here June the 20th to rejoice as we rededicate this room to the glory of God. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. I hope to see you here soon. God bless.